Good morning, good evening, or wherever the sun may find you. My name is Walt, and this is Coffee and Concepts on Keystroke Medium. And if you haven't watched the show before, you wouldn't know that William Joseph Roberts is the guy that always chimes in and says good morning to us. Welcome aboard, sir. How are you?
Doing good. Well, I try to chime in whenever I catch it, but something happened with the notifications, and I'm not getting them no more.
I'll just have to send you. I'll just have to send you a personal note.
Yeah, that works.
Yep,
it's a good show, man. You guys discuss good stuff, and then different types of coffee, and I love coffee.
Oh yeah. And speaking of coffee, you were just discussing a moment ago what kind of coffee you were drinking. You want to go into a little bit of what you got in the cup?
Well, actually, it's just a little something that we've been stashing away. It's a special they have over at Aldi's once a year during Halloween season. It's got a nice little roasted. It's not my normal dark roast, and I usually like a really good stout dark roast, but this one's got a good mild flavor, and it's tasty. That's the best way to describe it. It's got a little fruity on the back end of it, and it's smooth. It's not really harsh and really super bitter or anything like that.
Yeah, when you get that high acid content, it just has a tendency to just twist your knickers.
Well, yeah, that's when you get into mill grade stuff. And, when I was at the engineering office before I started working from home, no one liked it when I made coffee because I made mill grade. And they'd be dumping it out. I've got it tied off, got a napkin tied to it. This is mine. Don't touch it. They drink all this wheat crap, bunch of engineers.
You had to put a flag on your coffee?
Yeah, give them fair warning. And I wrote on there, mill grade.
That's awesome. Yes, we can lubricate engine parts with this.
Exactly.
That's awesome.
Hey, many long cold nights on the flight line.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, because you were a trooper before, weren't you?
Yeah, I was Air Force. I worked F-15s my whole career. And you get out there 2-3 in the morning, man, it gets cold in the middle of the winter depending on where you're at. Okinawa, of all places, you wouldn't think would be that cold, but it gets down to like -10, sometimes -20 in the wintertime, especially with the flow throughs, and you get this little extra boost on the wind coming through there.
Oh my God. How did working on the flight line, does that influence your writing at all?
Oh yeah, absolutely. I mean, think of the standard military tropes and lots of cussing half the time that I have to cut out a bunch of stuff. I put a lot of realism in there. People screw with each other. People goad each other. It's not all happy-go-lucky rainbows and butterflies. And that I write that kind of stuff into my works.
Hell yeah. Yeah, but a lot of times too, it's pretty good natured, except for you'd always have that one dude who just had to be that one guy.
Yeah, you take him down to Hangar 13, and little wall counseling goes a long way sometimes.
Yeah, you can't do stuff like that anymore. They
no, you can't get. Oh God,
you have to provide safe spaces and all that jazz.
The things that we used to do, you go to jail for probably now.
Oh yeah. I mean, even like little things like, all right, kid, here's a list of things you need. I want you to go out and I want you to get all these things. Yeah. Don't come back till you have them. What was the best thing that you've ever sent anybody out for?
Probably for flight line. Send them out for a few yards of flight line. And it wasn't even so much that because I earned my call sign day 3 of boot camp, and I was Airman Hillbilly. My TI was calling me Airman Hillbilly.
That's awesome.
I was raised in Southern West Virginia, and so when I made staff, I was running shift on third shift, and I'd come rolling in covered head to toe in hydraulic fluid, whatever, if we had a bad night and had actual maintenance to do instead of servicing. And the flight chief would be sitting there. He's like, "Hey, Hillbilly, I got a new troop for you." I just look at him. "You got all your teeth, ain't you, boy? Let me, you go for a walk. Come on. You got pretty mouth. Come on, boy." And man, they wouldn't go anywhere with me for months. They'd be scared.
That's okay. Great.
Break him in
Then you
right,
send,
you know.
and then you send him for flight line.
Oh yeah, send them for flatline. We'd send them for prop wash. We'd have them out there doing the air samples on the exhaust. So you got a trash bag trying to catch the exhaust air so we can sample it, or the pitot probe, doing the pitot probe test. That got a few people in trouble when we had females that come in new.
Oh yeah, we had a kid come up to me one time, and I mean, you just tell somebody was messing with this kid because he had this exasperated look on his face. And he comes up, and I'm like, "Hey, Troop, come here." I'm like, "Why do you look like 4 pounds of lost in a 2-pound bag?" He was like, I need to find the key to Area J. I'm like, "Oh, they did not do that." So on Fort Bragg, Area J was just this little training area with a bunch of fire breaks. So I was like, "Who's your squad boss?" So he tells me who his squad leader is, and I'm like, yeah, he needs. Yeah, come here, man. We're gonna hook this up.
Oh, we've sent kids looking for the keys for the jets too.
Yep, that's awesome.
They had to go to ops and ask the pilots for the keys.
Oh my god, that must have been this little airman running into a bunch of officers and been like, "Excuse me, sir."
Yep, exactly. Oh
yeah, I had that NCO run up to me, and he's like, "Dude, did you get so-and-so? Did he come up to you?" I'm like, "Yeah." "What is this key to?" I'm like, "Area J." He goes, "What?" So there was a water pumping station there, and I knew a couple of the guys in facilities management. So I was like, "Hey, can I borrow the key to that?" They're like, "What are you planning to do?" I'm like, and I told him what was going on. He was like, "Dude, that's awesome. Yeah, take it." So what are you working on right now?
The current project that we're working on is Starflight, Tales from the Starport Lounge. And anybody that was a gamer back in the 80s on video games or on computer, on PCs, they know the game Starflight. It was the first open sandbox space opera ever developed. Greg Johnson and the team, they did a lot of the modeling of the exploration and the adventure based around Star Trek, the original series Star Trek with Kirk and all of them. They took a lot of inspiration from Star Trek, Star Galactica, things like that. But that game, I played way too many hours of that game back in the day. Seriously, I lived on it. I have my notebook still with all my coordinates, things like that. Yeah, there we go. There's the interface. God, was it back in October, November? I just had this wild question in the back of my head. It's like, why hasn't anybody wrote anything in this? So I started digging around and looking around. I couldn't even find fan fiction. Supposedly there was some on some of the forums way back in the day, the old Starport Central forums, but I couldn't find them. So I managed to track down the IP holder, Rod McConnell, and I tracked down Greg Johnson, the creator of the storyline. And I just asked him, "Hey, can I write in this universe? I mean, you've got nothing for novels or short stories or anything. Can I set something up?" He's like, "Yeah, go ahead." So I wrote up a contract and sent it to him, and I got an IP contract for a video game just because I had a question. So
that's awesome.
If you ever think that, even if it's an insane question, reach out and ask somebody. Okay, I have another anthology that we're doing called Tales from the Trailer Park. And it's as cheesy B-rate as you think. Okay, I sent an email to Bruce Campbell. I found his contact info. I sent an email to Bruce Campbell to ask if I could get an introduction because he is the king of this tropey kind of horror stuff.
Yeah.
I know for a fact that it was him that replied because it's on an old AOL account. Nobody uses AOL anymore.
Except him.
Bruce Campbell himself replied back and turned it down because he's busy with other things. That's cool. But the fact that I got a reply back. So, never be scared to ask a question. That's how things happen.
Yeah.
So after I changed my drawers and pulled my head back together, after I got that contract back from Rod, I put together a team. I started putting the feelers out. Hey, you want to write in this? Did you? And I started with looking for fans of the game to start with, those who had played it. And most of the people that are writing in the universe right now have played the game.
Right.
Probably not as fanatical as I did back then, because I still have notebooks and crap. Okay, yeah. We put together a great bunch of stories based around the starting of the first game in the year 4620, just after the Intrepid class ships start going out. We have one story based at the time that the Noah 2 colony ship is discovered, and our ending story, which is our headliner, is by Robert Silverberg.
Nice.
Let's see. I got Michael J. Allen, DJ Butler, Chris Woods. Trying to think of who else. Marissa Wolf, Benjamin Tyler Smith, Nick Steverson. There's a whole list that we got in there.
So how many stories? How many stories are we? Facebook user 7 keystrokes in a day. 7 stories.
17 stories, I think. Yes.
Oh wow.
Mama, the head editor, is saying yes, 17 stories. So that attrition that I was expecting to get didn't happen. So I actually had to turn down 2 stories, which were basically novellas because they were outside of the word count, and this thing's going to be a monster to start with. Yeah,
so
how
big are we talking? Oh, that
700 pages probably.
What?
Yeah.
560 at the moment.
It's 560 right now, and she hasn't got all the stories put together into it yet.
You can stuff that into a plate carrier.
Yeah, this thing's going to be thick. But you know what? The fandom, they haven't had anything for years. And one thing that I'm hoping is that the fandom builds up and there's enough attention brought back to it that Greg will get to make the 3rd game. Because they attempted like 2 years ago to do a Fig campaign. And Fig is apparently something similar to Kickstarter, but it's used more in the game industry. Gotcha. And they had 460,000 of 500,000 pledged for Starflight 3. So it failed, but that was one of my deciding factors. Like, you had 460,000 pledged to a dead 30-year-old video game. Okay, there's some life left in the community. Let's do this thing.
Yeah, nostalgia's real.
Exactly. And so, that's one of the things that I push with it is putting that nostalgia out there. And hey, you got the video? Can you play that through, or did you load that?
The one that you sent?
Yeah, because anybody that's played the game is going to know that song when it comes on.
Give me 1 second. I will do that up. Oh, that's a YouTube link. That's easy.
Yeah, I found an awesome composer who took the original MIDI track and revised it for me.
That's pretty dope.
And he did a beautiful job, man. I mean, Greg Johnson said it brought him to tears.
That's awesome.
And that's something for the creator to just like, wow. The cover art, crap, I can't remember who it was that did the cover art now. Will the audio play through on it?
Oh, hold on. Let me.
You gotta load it up.
Yeah. Hold on. I got you. I forgot to hit the clicky. There we go.
Oh.
All right. Let's re-click, relaunch, reload, revenge.
After more than a millennium, humanity has reclaimed its place among the stars. With the launch of Interstell's Intrepid-class exploration frigate, we are capable of exploring the farthest reaches of the galaxy.
Like you should.
Citizens of Arth need you. Are you ready? Prepare yourself for the first novelization of the Starflight universe.
There you go.
that section right there, it made me think of Lost in Space.
Right on.
It's got that vibe to it,
Hell yeah, that's pretty cool. How was it to get that kind of stuff made?
Honestly, I used the community as much as possible. So, we had canon checkers from the community. Stephen Rogers, who actually wrote the Starflight RPG, was our primary canon checker. And Sierra, I think that's how you say her name. She's a film student. So she put this together just to get the credit. It's like, okay, cool. Now I had to pay dude for the song.
Yeah.
And she found some dude to do the modeling to do the ship in the video. But it's asking questions.
Yeah, no doubt.
And
now, when's
part
this?
Of this one is still nostalgia.
When is it going to come out?
Next month. We're releasing July. It was supposed to be the 1st, but I have been absolutely so busy with LibertyCon. I'm probably going to push the date back just a hair. We've been recording things left and right and getting things prepped for virtual LibertyCon happening this weekend. So it has just been insane, man.
Yeah, I think isn't Michael Rothman going to be on some of those panels?
I think so. Yeah, he wasn't on any of mine. I don't know how that happened. I actually managed to become the IT director for literary and publishing track this year. So I'm like running the entire track and doing StreamYard for the live streams and babysitting Discord. So,
you're going to be busy.
Yeah, this weekend's going to be. I'm living right here this weekend. I'm not moving. But the programming schedule is live, and I've shared it everywhere. I've shoved it over to Twitter, to Facebook. I threw it up on Main Three Ravens page. So if you're following me anywhere on Twitter or Facebook, look for William Joseph Roberts. You can find it, or just go to LibertyCon because they've got it posted up there. It's going to be streaming everything through Eventini. And if you want to hear a little bit about some of the stories from Starflight in the What's New from Three Ravens panel, we actually get into it a little bit.
Oh, that's cool. The what other things are you planning from Three Raven?
Currently, well, the latest release is The Raven and the Crow: Darkstorm Rising. It's an epic fantasy by Michael K. Falciani. If you have ever read the Belgariad or anything in the Wheel of Time series, same vein. And it's just it caught me. I was having a problem editing the thing because I started just reading it. You get sucked in and you start missing things, but it's such a good story. I mean, he's got the political twist back and forth with what's going on in the realm, and our heroes are trying to make it over there to save the day, and it's I think it was 6 books that he's planning to wrap up this cycle, but it is just damn good. Other than that, the next thing's coming up is we have Taking the Night, a urban fantasy from J.F. Posthumous. Little bit of paranormal romance wrapped into it. It's a good, smooth read. The characters are funny. They've got a little bit of Catwoman and Batman thing going on. So that's interesting. Got a little of that twist flavor.
The latest news of Catwoman, Batman, or like just their standard?
Just the standard from like the 90s, kind of that teasing, but they get a little further than that.
There has been a the Batman Catwoman relationship made the news the other day. And some people are losing their minds over it. So that's why I asked.
I'll have to look that up because I missed it.
Don't you're not missing anything. It's pretty horrible.
After that, we got Tales from the Trailer Park, and yes, it's just as B-rate tropey as it sounds.
Nice.
That one I actually have an introduction or an opening by Bill Oberst Jr. I don't know if you're into horror films, but he is one of Hollywood's biggest horror actors right now. I mean, he finished up the last Rob Zombie movie here last year. He was in that. And dude's got like 20 to 40. I don't remember. I lost count. He's got a whole list of things on IMDb right now. So we've got that. And that it's got DJ Butler. I've got Sarah Brooke. Supposed to have Terry Maggart in that one. I haven't gotten a story yet from him. There's a list of authors. I'll wait to give out any others until I actually figure out who's going to submit on that one. But same kind of thing. I was like, hey, this just sounds like fun, and I wouldn't even. That one, I'm not expecting to make my money back. If I do, cool. But it was just like, I have the story idea. This sounds like it would be fun. Let's do this. And it's like, why not? I got a publishing company. Let's do that.
I can publish what I want.
Exactly, and that's one of the main points of it. Three Ravens started off as it's a place that I can publish my stuff, and the other two Ravens, R.J. Layden and Benjamin Tyler Smith, same thing. It's a place where we can publish our own stuff, our labors of love. But at the same time, we're helping others take that step up. We're not one of the big boys, but they can get their stuff in print. They can put it on the shelf. They can look at it, and it's just like, this is awesome. And we're not just like crap editing or anything like that. We're putting out quality product.
Yeah. That's cool as hell. And that's cool that despite the fact of the size of that you guys have, that you're able to like crank stuff out. Even 15, 20 years ago, it was infinitely more difficult. And now with the advent of all these digital publishing platforms, if you have the drive, the will, and the passion for it, you can actually get some product out. That's pretty cool.
Oh yeah. Well, okay. Last year, between me and the wife, we put out like 32 titles last year.
32?
Yeah.
Holy crap. That's awesome.
and that was, I wrote 4 novels last year myself.
Right on.
2 of them are through Three Ravens. The other 2 were with Kennedy because I got in the Fallen World and the Salvage universe. Which, hey, look, I'm going to be a little bit of a whore now. See, look, there's a Three Ravens book.
Nice.
If you like space opera with some comedy, go for it. And that's a lot of adult humor. See, this is that labor of love that I had to get out of my system before I could do anything serious. Then Widowmakers, part of the JTF 13 universe.
Right on. Yep.
Mixed military units dealing with supernatural threats on the battlefield.
That's Canon Publishing?
It was. Now, since I wrote the first novel and there were other authors who had turned stuff in, John turned over the JTF universe to Three Ravens. So now we're running the show on it. And the next novel, Sea Serpent, will be coming out probably by the end of next month.
All right.
So we'll have that in the queue. And Jason Cordova has already promised me 4 novels for the JTF universe.
Oh, right on. That's pretty dope.
Let's see. Okay. Wildcat, Foreclosure of a Dream for Fallen World, if you like post-apocalyptic. And no, I don't tend to like superhero characters. So there's not a lot of agents and the super hero or the super soldiers. I got regular people getting their asses handed to them trying to survive. And then if you took the Dukes of Hazzard and it had a love child with Spaceballs, you would have Smuggler's Run. Okay, me and Chris Woods had fun with this, and it is. We got done writing this, and I needed a cigarette, man. I mean, I was just, whew. All right, cool. I'm done. It was a ride. Oh my god.
Oh my god.
And we're going to write 2 more of those things. It was insane. I like B-rate comedy. I like having those little tropey bits. Not a lot of people like them, but okay, cool.
Yeah,
but right. We figured we're either going to get 5-star or we're going to get 1-star, and that's pretty much what's happened. People either love it or they're like, "This is trash." Oh my god. Okay, well, bye.
Yeah. Oh my god, I love B-rate stuff. That's like after 70 hours on my feet and then, like pounding keys for a little bit. If I got a few minutes on a Saturday night, watching something B-rate, oh man, that's like candy.
Ice Pirates.
Yes.
Calls.
Yes.
Caveman.
Wait, man, what's space herpes?
Yeah. And actually Smuggler's Run, I actually filed for a Guinness World Record for that one.
For
the most crap. Pop culture references in a science fiction novel.
Oh, are you gonna get it?
They said they couldn't
quantify it,
measure it. Yeah, they couldn't quantify it. They couldn't measure it. I'm like, come on!
How can you not measure this? Oh my
and
god!
And there were over 200 references that I counted.
Oh my god, that is so great.
Because you got Rip Torn and Van Hagar, who are the main characters. So you already see what direction this is going to go.
Yeah, absolutely. Oh my god, that's brilliant. So if people want to find you and stalk you on the internet, what's the best place to do that?
Well, you can find me and my stuff on WilliamJosephRoberts.com. I am pretty much on every social media platform there is out there. Twitter, MeWe, Facebook, Reddit, Instagram, Pinterest, blah, all that. Or look over at threeravenspublishing.com. Same thing. I've got that just about everywhere. Oh, LinkedIn. I've got them over on LinkedIn too. So, you're showing something. Oh, hey.
Oh, excuse me. Whew. That caught me off guard. Gardening, hiking, and getting into shape. Nice. That's pretty cool, dude. Insane Squirrel Wrangler. All right, I got to know. What's the Insane Squirrel Wrangler?
Well, you see, Frank and the boys, they come up with all these plans up here, and I have to put them all back into their little box to figure out exactly what the hell they're talking about so I can put it down on paper.
Oh, my God, that's brilliant.
The head squirrel has been named Frank. And we figure out, okay, Jose's over at the jukebox who plays like 7 different titles at the same time. So I've got all these songs playing in my head at once. I'm one of those that if I hear even just like the first 2 notes of a song, it's stuck for days, and it drives the wife nuts because I'll be playing it over and over and over just to get it out of my head. Right on.
Yeah. And there we got the main website with with all of your stuff. Don't get weird, dog. Oh, there he goes.
And sign up for the newsletters to find out what's going on, keep track of things. We have an early reader sign up on the sidebar there for Three Ravens Publishing. Sign up now and you'll get sign up now and you'll get the opportunity to early read the Starflight anthology, because it hasn't been sent out to early readers yet. And once a month we do the TDB Pirate Radio podcast. And usually I just get people together. We talk about a specific topic, get a bunch of authors together, and we just BS for an hour.
Oh, that's awesome. That's fantastic.
That's one of those. It started. We're actually on season 4 because I started it 13 years ago, 10 years ago, something like that. And I thought that was going to be my way of promoting myself before I even had anything produced. And I got sidetracked doing the podcast. And life, cancer, babies, everything, it stopped. Well, now that I've got things to use and I know how to do it, everything I learned is coming into play. And now I've got StreamYard, and so we have fun with it once a month. But it's not
awesome.
My God, I've got to do this every week and I've got to get my guests lined up. No, we ain't doing that no more. We're getting on there. If you show up, you show up. If you don't, cool. We're just rolling.
Right on. That's great, man. That's fantastic. Hey, thanks for coming out. This has been a lot of fun. When you start launching some stuff, would you come back and talk about it?
Absolutely, man. You just tell me when. You want me to keep you in the loop, or sign up on the newsletter? You know when stuff's coming out, then.
Absolutely. Because I got to tell you, man, B-rate. Oh man, I love B-rate stories. So I have got to get your Dukes of Hazzard meets, Spaceballs smugglers. I gotta do it. But yeah, seriously, thanks for coming on, man. This has been a lot of fun, and I need you back on the show again. This was cool.
Okay, man. Yeah, just say the word. I'm game to get on. And dude, okay, for all you authors out there, one of the main things you need to learn how to do is become a whore. You have to sell yourself. Wait, now hold on. You have to learn to sell yourself as much as your product, because you're selling a brand.
Mm-hmm.
It's just part of the gig.
See, I do the evil, and if I need to get sympathy or pimp myself, I just start showing fur, and it, of course, now he's getting pissy. I want to see how long I can hold him like this before.
He's going to cut your throat open. He don't look happy.
No, luckily I have the dog right next to me, and he's like, he's like, can I eat that? I know you said no in the past, but if he's going to do something stupid. But yeah, they definitely gotta learn how to promote yourself, pimp yourself, however you want to say it, and then get the word out there, kind of like you're doing today on Keystroke Medium, where we talk about reading, writing, and everything in between. Don't forget to got to get in the picture. Don't forget to stop over to Keystroke Medium for all of your coffee needs. I am a big fan of the Roast of Doom. Of course, they have Word Fuel, which is also very popular, and Light on Story, which if you're looking for a high dose of caffeine, that's your jam. And check us out on YouTube, Facebook, and all the spaces so that you can watch all of us talk about our reading, writing, and everything in between right here on Keystroke Medium. Hey, thanks again, man. I really appreciate you coming out.
Hey, it's not a problem, man. And everybody, check out LibertyCon Virtual. We go live Friday night. Go over to LibertyCon's website. They've got the links to event and everything. You can see the schedule and see who's doing panels and stuff. Most of the authors that y'all read, we got them.
Nice. And we'll catch you next time on Coffee and Concepts.